Look at the deer. All right, guys, thanks for tuning in. As you can see, we are on the Harley-Davidson Iron 883. This is a 2022 model. It's the last year that they made them, and we're doing a first ride, first impressions. This is my buddy's Clint, so I want to say thank you to him for letting me borrow the bike. Just hopping on this thing, the way this bike sounds from the factory versus how it sounded, how my Lowrider ST sounded, is like, I don't want to say mind-boggling, but there's definitely a difference. Like, this thing sounds good with the factory pipes on it. Like, you know, I'm not going to deny that. Like, it does have that good potato sound on it, and you know, so I like that. I think we all know, you know, even though they dropped the Sportster name from it, this is still a Sportster. You know, they called them the Iron, you know, Iron 883 as part of the Dark Customs in 2009, I want to say, when they introduced this. You know, and they did less chrome on them. You know, you had the black denim matte finish on it. So it was just trying to appeal to the younger generation. So it has 49 horsepower, 54 foot-pounds of torque. You know, back here on these back roads, you know, I think it's got plenty of get up and go for the back roads. I don't know about on the interstate, but I know people have taken these, you know, all along wherever. For me, I'm 5'10", about a 31-inch inseam. The mid controls on this are not, it's not really the most comfortable riding position for me. Fortunately, this motorcycle is like the Honda Civic of motorcycles, right? Like, there's so many aftermarket parts for this particular motorcycle. You know, this is the blank canvas of, if you're wanting to do a custom build, there's so much stuff out there. Right away, you know, people are going to put on different rear shocks because you do feel the road on this, which is kind of cool. I guess, you know, it has a classic old school feel where you are in fact one with the road. You know, it's very mechanical. There's no fuel gauge on here, but you do have a low fuel light. There's a Mexican standoff between me and that guy. But yeah, so there's no fuel gauge on here. You do have the low fuel light that will come on. It's a 3.3 gallon tank. I think you get around 120, 150 miles to the tank. So, you know, I think it's an ideal bar hopping bike, or, you know, if you live out here and you just want to go out on Sundays and ride something around, you don't plan on doing no long touring or anything. You know, with all the aftermarket support for it, I mean, you can really fine-tune it for you and what you like. Me personally, I would go with the 1200 kit on here, but it does have plenty of punch. Just how it is. There's really nothing wrong with it other than the ergonomics, like, but that's all going to be on you. You know, you're going to have to go and sit on it and see if you like it. I was talking to Clint. He told me that there's no USB port on it. I kind of glanced over, I didn't see one either. So if you're wanting to do like a quad lock, or you know, whoever your favorite phone brand is to put up here, you know, I don't know, you probably have to hook something up to the battery to maybe charge your phone, or maybe you can get something from Harley to put a charger on here. I'm not sure. The shifts are really solid on this. If you guys remember, last week I made the video about going to get the parts. You know, this was the bike that we went and got the parts for. Alright guys, y'all can see he had some damage there. This was we replaced this shift shaft right here. And then little ding right there, and the derby cover got scratched up a little bit. But yeah, now that we got the new shifter in here, it's shifting really good. So don't cheap out. Don't buy eBay parts. Buy Harley parts when you go to fix them. The seat kind of sits, you know, I can't make up my mind if I like the seat or not, if I'm being honest with you. Like, it's like the position's not that bad. I think forward controls would be better. The seat kind of, like the cradle that you're in, it feels pretty good, but I don't know how I would like it after hours and hours of riding. You know, it does tell you what gear you're in. You got your RPMs, and then your speedometer. And this is definitely a cruising bike. I mean, I could still see myself wanting to go have fun on it, but you know, I think between this and the Indian Scout, I don't know, it's weird, because it's, oh man, I think the Scout has a better suspension, because I really felt that bump back there. I think now I understand why when Clint and I go out, he's not going as fast as I am, because this is a little rougher on you. You know, Clint's not a speeder anyway, but yeah, if I was trying to follow somebody on a bike with a better suspension, I could see me slowing down to just deal with the bumps instead of trying to haul butt, because I'm feeling every little bump in this road. I'm sure the camera's picking it up. You can see where somebody would have this and a Scout, and you think, oh, it's the same, they're both, you know, mid-sized cruisers or whatever. But this here just has like a old school feel to it. The Scout feels more sportier, I guess is the word I'm looking for. These mirrors, all these mirrors are doing is a good job of showing me my shoulders. This has a good pull, good acceleration. I need to go test ride one of the new Sportsters and see how that feels, you know, what I think of that. I want to take it out here on this main road. Hopefully there's enough metal on here to set the light off. Let's give her the beans. it's not as if we were to compare this to my CF Moto CLX 700, this has good torque, but it don't have the sensation of going. But this is a cruiser, right? It's not a sport bike, you know. But for like me, I like the acceleration, you know. I like the power, the get up and go. So I would definitely do the 1200 kit and try to get the horsepower up a little bit higher. But torque wise, you know, the torque's like no different than my CLX 700, you know. I think this actually has more torque than it, but that bike has more horsepower, so it, you know, it's just a little bit, it don't pull as hard as this one, but it gets up to speed quicker, you know, gearing and everything. But I can see why people get these and put so much money into them to make them what they want, because it's definitely a fun bike to just hop on and ride. You know, I mean, it's no different than the CLX 700. You know, that's why I got that bike, was to just ride around town, right? And like, this is, you know, I think if Clint's been talking about putting forward controls on here, so I think if he was to go and get the forward controls and put them on here, it'd be a much more comfortable ride. Him and I are both, you know, we're like right around the same height, so I'm sure, you know, it would feel a whole lot better even for him. The fact that you could get the rear sets though just blows my mind, because then it's kind of like, oh man, I want to do like a cafe build with one and see how that would turn out. But then in the back of my mind, you know, I think I'd honestly would just rather get the Royal Enfield Continental. And go with that one over getting something like this and building it. But I did think the 48s were really cool. You know, the gas tank was smaller. They had the 1200 in them. I don't know, you know, I don't know if I ever see myself buying another Harley, to be honest. But there's nothing wrong about this bike. I mean, you know, I know there's more girl jokes and trash talking for the people that own these bikes for whatever reason, but it's not a bad bike. I do not like where these mirrors are though. Can't see nothing. Maybe that's just being a fat problem, but you would think, you know, if these stuck out just another 2 inches. I think Clint's talking about taking them off and putting them on the underside. You know, he's been wanting to sell this, but you know, everybody and their brother has one for sale, so he hadn't had any luck with it. So, you know, I think he's just accepted that he'll keep it, and then, you know, slowly build it as he finds things that he likes or he thinks he wants to do with it. So it'll be interesting to see what he does with it and possibly help him fool around with it, you know, if he needs help. So we'll have to see what he does with it. Look at the deer. thank Clint again for letting me borrow the bike, and I'm gonna go put gas in it because I'm not gonna borrow it and not top it off when I bring it back to him. So if you guys enjoyed the video, hit that like button, subscribe, and if you're wanting to follow along if Clint decides to do any sort of build with it, let me know. And if he hits me up when he's doing anything with it, you know, I'll bring you all along for it. But I appreciate everybody watching. Y'all stay safe out there riding and be blessed. I don't know, guys, I just filled it up and I'm on the way back to Clint's, and I was just sitting here thinking, like, this is a fun bike. Final thoughts, I like it. You can make it yours and then you really enjoy it. So yeah, stay safe, guys.